Now, it is quite clear to us that human beings have wants. If wants, or let's say desire, have some kind of absolute maximum, then we may be able to satisfy everybody through technology or simply hard work. But unfortunately, there is much more dynamics in the generation of wants. The Book of Rites explains this process very well. It says, when we are first born, we are level with our nature. And our nature is still and calm. As soon as we are in contact with the external things, we become affected. And our knowledge increases in the process. Then arise the passions of liking and disliking. So without any constraint or regulation from within, we tend to lose ourselves and unable to come back to ourselves. So what is more problematic is that because external stimulation is endless, our desire is also limitless. So there is no maximum in practice. Anybody who says that I will be content with just one more pair of shoes is fooling himself or herself. So we can understand, why ethical elements comes into the economic field. And we can see this clearly from this diagram. First of all, by nature, human beings have wants. And second, our wants become more active when we are affected by external things, so we want more. And thirdly, being in contact with external things increases our knowledge, and this increase in knowledge stimulates more wants. Therefore, our wants and desires are, entirely under the control of what is out there, not within. So you can see that this is a terribly dangerous path that we are, all happily walking on. Because, if we are driven only by economic wants without any ethical consideration, the society would definitely become disordered at some point. And this destroys the very purpose of any economic development that we designed. And the result is that the majority of human would be unable to satisfy their wants. And we're just back to square one. So, in order to make everybody in the economy able to satisfy his wants to some degree, it is absolutely necessary to make everyone able to regulate his wants. Now, the ethical regulation has two objects. One is on the ethical side and the other is on the economic side. On the ethical side, it prevents the existence of the rebellious and deceitful thought, and in turn, it prevents disorder. That's the ethical side. But on the economic side, this ethical regulation can help with the supply of material for the disadvantaged members of the society. Now, this sort of regulation is not carried out by law or government enforcement, but it is ethical regulation from within. And the best way to achieve this is through, again, education. Education for kids, education for adults. This applies to everybody. Now, it's such an important topic that, I think it warrants separate discussion and session. So we won't, go into too much detail in the topic of personal moral education. Although personal moral regulation of wants is absolutely crucial. Now, in today's society, social regulation of wants is also important. In fact, given the deteriorating moral standard of the society, self-regulation is unfortunately a luxury, something that is very difficult to come by nowadays. So it is the responsibility of the government to take the lead, to set up a series of social regulation on consumption.